Hello, 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 how are you? Hello, 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 how are you? Hello, friends. Welcome to Circle Time in Miss April's classroom. My name is Miss April. What's your name? Thank you for sharing. I am so excited that you joined me today. This week is our Winter Wonderland Activity Week, and today I have another fun activity planned for us to do. It's our snowflake salt painting activity. We're going to make snowflake salt art. Are you ready to get started? Perfect. I'll show you everything you need to do, and then you can gather all the materials and try it at home with your parents. Let's get started. For snowflake salt painting, you're going to need snowflakes, glue, salt, and food coloring. You'll also need a little dropper, and we'll use that when we're painting our snowflakes. The first thing we're going to do is take a snowflake. Now, my snowflake I printed out already, and I printed it out on cardstock. You're going to need a thick paper like cardstock or watercolor paper because we'll be adding glue to our snowflake. You can print out a snowflake like I did, and I have a link to the snowflake template in the description, or you can draw your own snowflakes. It's up to you. However you want to do it is perfectly fine. After you have your snowflake, you're going to add glue. Now, you're going to cover all the lines where you're going to paint the snowflake. So, I'll add my glue to all of the lines on the snowflake because I want all of that to be painted when I paint my snowflake later. So I'm just going to add my glue to all of the lines. There we go. Now you have to use liquid glue for this activity. A glue stick will not work because the salt won't stick to the glue if you use a glue stick. So make sure you use a liquid glue. One more line right here. There we go. Okay, after you've covered all of your snowflake with glue, you're going to add the salt. You're going to put the salt on top of all the glue areas. Now you're going to have some extra salt on your snowflake after you pour it, but that's okay. We'll just put all of the extra salt in a container. That way we'll be able to reuse it later. Okay, I poured my salt. I'll let that sit for a little while, not too long. And then I'll get my container and I'll pour all the extra salt off of the snowflake. And then your snowflake will look like this. Just a bunch of salt on it. Now this has to dry for a while. I would let it sit until all of the liquid glue is pretty much dry. Okay, after you've let your snowflakes dry, they will look something like this. The next part is to use our food coloring to paint the snowflakes. I have blue, pink, and green food coloring. You can use any colors you'd like. I put a little water in cups and then added 1 dot of food coloring. The more food coloring you add, the darker the color will be. Next, I'm going to take my dropper and I'm going to fill it with a color. I think I'm going to use blue for my first snowflake. So I'll put some blue food coloring into my dropper, the water and the food coloring, and I'll put a little dot on my snowflake. Watch what happens. Wow, the blue, when the water hits the salt, it starts to spread because salt absorbs water. So we'll just put dots around our snowflake and watch our blue water spread. And now we're painting the snowflake. A salt snowflake. Okay, let's add some more. I'm using blue. Blue reminds me of the winter time, but you can use any color you like. I'm just going to keep adding my blue food coloring. Little drops of water everywhere. There we go. Almost done painting. And you don't need a lot, just one drop, and it'll spread a little bit. There we go. I painted my first snowflake. Now, I did this one all blue, but you could even mix colors. Let's try the big one. I think I'm going to mix colors on this one. I'll maybe make one part. Oh, look at that, it's spreading. Maybe this one blue. And maybe green for this part of the snowflake. Or pink. I grabbed the pink first, so let's do the pink. You see how it's spreading across the snowflake? The salt is absorbing the colored water. There we go. I'll do pink on this side. I don't need a lot because it spreads everywhere. And I'm going to keep doing this until my snowflake is complete. And there we go. Now I have a colorful snowflake. Did you enjoy our snowflake salt painting activity? I did. I had a lot of fun. This was my favorite snowflake. I liked how I used lots of different colors. I used pink, blue, and green. I also enjoyed watching how the color spread throughout the salt when I dropped it on there. Salt absorbs water, so when I dropped the colored water onto the salt, it absorbed that water and spread it throughout the rest of the salt that was around it. This was a very fun and easy activity. All you need is glue, salt, water, and some food coloring. And you can make snowflakes or other designs. You can do whatever you'd like. Thank you for joining me for today's Winter Wonderland activity. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Hi everyone, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button. And if you would like to see more videos just like this one from Miss April's classroom, make sure you click subscribe.